It is official that the pound-for-pound king, Terence "Bud" Crawford, has agreed in principle to face off against the 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar, first ballot Hall of Famer, Saul Canelo Alvarez. So Canelo Alvarez has agreed. Terence Crawford, we knew he was going to agree. And they're working out the details to showcase their talents. Riyadh season, Cinco de Mayo weekend in May.
Hate me, but I think it's a 50-50 fight.
Hell of a fight. Hell of a fight.
Hate me, but I think it's a 50-50 fight. It's really, really hard for me to see Canelo losing to Crawford. But it's also, there's things that I can see that Crawford is so good at.
Yeah.
That it's like, I can't see him not being able to be sharp and do that round after round, man.
Canelo versus Crawford. A clash of skill and strength. Can Crawford defy the odds and prevail at a higher weight class? Experts weigh in. Sergio Mora believes Crawford's legendary skills could give him an edge against Canelo, but will the weight difference be too much for the welterweight champion to overcome? Let's see what the pros have to say.
You know, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, you know, is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
Andrew, a renowned boxing trainer, had shared his thoughts on the possibility of Terence Crawford stepping up to fight Canelo Alvarez. While Crawford is coming off a win at welterweight, Rozier believes that taking on Canelo at a higher weight class presents a significant challenge for the champion.
The only thing he could possibly do at this point to regain that status is to beat someone of note in another weight class. And
Rozier acknowledges that Crawford's move to 150 pounds could be a realistic step, but he firmly doubts the success of jumping up to face Canelo, calling it a dangerous leap.
I think 54 is going to be enough for him. Him going up to fight and quote unquote, if it should happen, Canelo, I don't see that ending well. It's just too much and too far to go. But that's what it.
Rozier's warning highlights the monumental challenge Crawford would face in taking on the pound-for-pound star, especially with such a significant weight disadvantage. Do you think Crawford is biting off more than he can chew, or could he shock the world once again? Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez has shared his thoughts on a potential fight with Terence Crawford, fueling excitement among boxing fans worldwide.
Yes, it is official that the pound-for-pound king, 4-division world champion, 2-division undisputed world champion, and reigning WBA junior middleweight world champion, superstar boxer, Terence "Bud" Crawford, future first ballot Hall of Famer, undefeated, 41 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 big wins by way of knockout, 37 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach, has agreed in principle. We knew he was going to agree to face off against the 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar, first ballot Hall of Famer, former undisputed super middleweight world champion, and reigning unified super middleweight world champion, Saul Canelo.
Yes, it is official. The pound-for-pound king, 4-division world champion, 2-division undisputed world champion, and reigning WBA junior middleweight world champion, superstar boxer Terence "Bud" Crawford, an undefeated future first ballot Hall of Famer with 41 wins, no losses, no draws, and 31 knockouts at 37 years old, 5'8", with a 74-inch arm reach, has agreed in principle. We knew he was destined for greatness.
He wants to fight, he's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better, no? Terence Crawford is a great fighter, he's a good fighter.
Mexican boxer Canelo Alvarez has, in a way, confirmed his readiness to face Terence Crawford, sparking excitement about what could be one of the most anticipated fights in boxing today. A showdown between these two elite fighters, both at the pinnacle of their careers, is a thrilling possibility. Terence Crawford's name has been repeatedly mentioned, and despite being smaller than Canelo, Alvarez has hinted at considering the fight under the right circumstances. The potential bout promises to be monumental. Canelo, the undisputed super middleweight champion, has dominated his division with a mix of power and precision. Crawford, widely regarded as one of the most skilled fighters of this era, combines technical brilliance with intelligent strategy, which has propelled him to the top of the pound-for-pound rankings.
That he would be willing to pay whatever you want to fight Crawford.
Fine.
Yeah.
If he's willing to pay whatever I want, hands down.
That'll work. So if yeah, you're in. So if the numbers were right with Crawford, you'll do it.
Why not? Why not? I think Crawford, don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight. For me, easy money. So.
Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion, hasn't shied away from the opportunity to face Terence Crawford in the ring. While Crawford's leap into a higher weight class has sparked debates, Canelo remains confident in his ability to dominate the smaller fighter. Speaking on Sway's Universe, Canelo made it clear that he's not only open to the challenge, but views it as a chance to further solidify his legacy.
Everybody wants to fight me. Everybody calling me out and everything. And like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford. 2-3 weights class.
I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter, and I always say that. No disrespect him, but sometimes it's a little crazy that people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big, which he is big, and everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face Crawford, fighter 147, who is smaller than Charlo. So no make sense when you guys say that right now. At the end of the day, I don't want to have credit to face Crawford, but you never know. You never know in boxing. I'll go up and down and fight everybody out there. So it's possible. Why not? It's possible.
And I can't go down anymore. But like he say, when they ask him for the Germonta fight, they don't wanna get credit for that fight. It's the same for me. I don't need to take that fight because everybody's gonna say it's too small, and then he need to enjoy his.
Meanwhile, Crawford has shown persistence in pursuing to match up, ready to move up to weight classes to prove his dominance.
If Canelo gets through Jermell and then you guys fight, that fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah. But in my mind, in my heart, I don't think nobody too big, especially in a fight. I'm a fighter. But, like, I was thinking, like, man, it could happen. So you start really sitting down like, man, that fight.
Canelo's remarks reflect his belief that the weight disparity gives him a significant advantage over Crawford. With a history of dismantling elite opponents at super middleweight, Canelo seems to view a potential clash more as a financial opportunity than a risky challenge. However, for fans and analysts, Crawford's skills and determination could make the fight far more unpredictable than Canelo anticipates. While Canelo Alvarez has shown interest in a potential showdown with Terence Crawford, he also provided deeper insight into his thoughts on the matchup. He didn't hesitate to address Crawford's fighting style, acknowledging the challenges of facing a highly skilled opponent. Despite his reservations, the undisputed champion revealed that the fight could happen under the right circumstances, especially if the financial stakes are high enough.
Canelo catches him, it could be trouble. But I would still say it would be a very interesting fight. I just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. And I'm wondering whether he could stay away. Again, Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, you can't keep him off of him. And that's where the problem lies.
What do you think a win like that would do for Crawford? Would that put him
Mayweather? He and I spoke about it.
Canelo's words highlight the complexities of making this fight a reality. While he acknowledges Crawford's talent, he remains confident in the natural advantages provided by his weight class. At the same time, his comments about money and stylistic preferences suggest that, for Canelo, the matchup is more about the spectacle and payday than the competitive challenge. This adds another layer to the growing debate. Can Crawford's skill overcome the weight disparity, or is Canelo justified in relying on the advantages of weight classes? This statement marks a notable shift for Canelo, who had previously shown reluctance to face Crawford, citing the lack of credit he would receive for defeating a smaller opponent.